This is a thunder tube, and here's a story called The Birthday Party at the Old Haunted House. It all began when I was at home practicing my guitar. I wanted to be in a band someday, when suddenly there was someone at the door. It was a postman with an invitation to a birthday party at the old haunted house. I decided I'd go, and I got my special jacket with the silver buttons and polished the silver buttons. I wanted to look nice. I started my way to the haunted house when suddenly it started to sprinkle and thunder and rain. I made it to the haunted house. I knocked on the door, and the door opened all by itself. I went in the haunted house, and there was nobody there, but I heard a voice coming from upstairs. "It's my birthday, and I'm trapped in this room. I can't get out." I thought I'd have to help them, so I went up the stairs. There were a lot of stairs. I was upstairs. I only saw doors that wouldn't open. The door was locked. Luckily, I always carry a saw in my purse. I sawed a hole in the door and opened the door. There, inside, was a little guy tap dancing. I said, "Let's get out of here." So we ran to the window and opened it. We jumped out the window. It was still raining out, but we ran in the thunder and the rain all the way to my house. There, I got out my guitar, and the little guy started tap dancing, and he knew how to play the bongos. We started a band. We called ourselves the Thunder Guys. Every time they announce us, I remember how we met at the birthday party in the old haunted house. Here is a sound effects game that you can play with things from around your house. First, you have to gather up things that could make a sound, like maybe a balloon. I'm going to squeeze this to make some funny sounds. Or maybe I want to make it sound like a bird's wings flying away. In your kitchen, you can find all kinds of things. Remember, you have to put all these things away later. This could be like a tap dancer or a bell. Things that have ridges on them can make that kind of sound. Oh, that could be a dragon's mouth. Here's one of my favorite things. It is an egg slicer, and I can play the wires like a string instrument. Some things, maybe there could be an earthquake. Also, you can make your own instruments. I'll show you how to make a thunder tube in a little bit. But if you have some empty bottles, you can fill them with different levels of water. I put food coloring in these so you could see a little bit what I'm doing. And I'm going to blow right across the top and it will resonate to make a sound. If you have 7 of these, you can make a whole scale. Let's see what it sounds like. If you don't like the sound and want to tune it, you can add or detract more water to make it more in tune. Okay, also, if you are lucky to have had a baby in your house, a lot of baby toys make really good sounds. Maybe that could be a little animal sound. Ooh, that could be a baby rattlesnake. Well, that's not a baby sound, but... Okay, I'm sure you can think of a lot more things that make sound. Gather them all together and we'll start our game. But I need someone to play with, and I'm here all by myself. Oh, Mr. Chesterfield, I'm so glad you're here. Would you like to play the sound effects game with me? Well, do you remember how we play the sound effects game? Well, I will tell you, and also for our friends at home. No, you don't have to get so close. Okay, so here's how you play. Okay, here's how you play. First, I'll start, or you can start, and I'll pick a sound effects from the collection and start a story with it. And then it will be your turn, and you will continue the same story with a different sound effect. And then I'll have my turn and I'll continue the same story. So, think you're ready? Okay, I will help you, of course. Of course I'll help you. Okay, should I start first? Okay. One day I wanted to play outside, but it was raining. And thunder and lightning. So I just stayed inside. Now it's your turn. And played my drums. Good job. Okay, then it's my turn again. So pretty soon the rain was over, so I decided to go outside and jump on the trampoline. Okay, your turn. But I jumped too high and fell off the trampoline. I hurt my head. So I decided I would go inside. But there was a baby rattlesnake in the way. Okay, your turn. Then the baby rattlesnake's mommy came and told the baby rattlesnake to go home. So they went home. Okay, now it's my turn. So I decided to lay down and went to sleep. Okay. Then suddenly I heard a noise from under the bed. It was a little mouse. Okay, fine. The mouse said, "Go to the living room because there is an ocean liner ready to take you on vacation." But first, I had to get a haircut. Now I was ready to go on board. There was a mama ship, papa ship, and a baby ship. I decided to go on the baby ship. We sailed off, and in the middle of the ocean was a mermaid playing her harp. Finally, we got to an island. It was Jelly Bean Island, and the jelly beans all marched up to shore. The leader spoke to us, but we didn't know what he was saying because it was in jelly bean language. Luckily, the mouse came on board, who was an international translator, who said, "The Jelly Bean King wants to welcome you to Jelly Bean Land." And then we all played the drums. Okay, my turn. Until it was time to go home. This time we went on the mama boat. We sailed all the way home. And then it was time to go to bed. We were tired. So my teddy bear and I went under the covers and went to sleep. That's the story of the adventure to Jelly Bean Land. And I hope you have some ideas and will play the sound effects game on your own. Don't forget you have to put everything back when you're done. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chesterfield. Good job. I know. Here's how to make your own thunder tube. First, you need a tube. And here is a potato chips tube. And it has to be open on one side and membrane or covering on the bottom. And you also need a spring. This spring was from a spiral notebook. And if nobody's using the notebook, you can take all the paper out. Then you need to either tape it or punch a hole. And how I punch holes is I used a pretty big tack and either a hammer or a rock and just make a hole in the bottom of the tube. Here's a tip for hammering safely. I'm going to use a clothespin and hold the nail, and then when I hammer, I'm not going to hit my fingers. So there's my hole, and I'm going to take the end of the spring and pull it out so that it's a little straighter and I can stick it through there. And I want as much of the wire to touch the membrane or the bottom of the can so it will vibrate inside the can and we can hear that vibration as sound. And I'll glue that there. So this made kind of a nice thunder, but I thought, what would happen if I put two tubes together? The top one is empty, it's open on both sides, so you can kind of see that it's open and it's solid here. And I used a spring that was coiled a little tighter. This is from a screen door in my garage that I borrowed. I taped the two tubes together. And how you play it is just kind of hold it on the side and shake it a little. And then you can find all kinds of sounds. Here is a tube that was a mailing tube. You could experiment with all kinds of tubes, maybe a metal tube, or maybe you can make your own cardboard tube. So that's how you make it, and I hope you have fun with your thunder tube.